Hey guys, welcome to a new video. It is Saif and Sarah. We're both real estate agents in Windsor, Ontario, and today's video will mainly be about the first-time home buyers.
Here are the 5 tips you need to follow to make your buying process so much easier in the future.
Let's get into it.
So the first tip would be how to build a good credit score, and that's by paying your bills on time, and you always supposed to take care of all of these like mortgage payments, car insurance, any bill that comes to your house with utilities or whatever, because these are like a very serious matter. Even if you're not taking it seriously right now, when you go to apply for a mortgage. Um, you will see how your credit score is very important, even if it's a lease. If you're leasing a property and your credit score is under 500, you will struggle. It's a serious matter.
Yeah, like here in Canada, like everything, the main thing, like it's like your rating as a person. So people rate you based on your credit, but like some people
It's
don't
like your
really.
reputation.
It's like your reputation, exactly. So some people don't really take that seriously. Like we hear so many stories, like for people who are at the point of making a purchase, buying a
Hmm.
car, or buying a home, or opening a business, like getting a lease or something big deal for them, but they just can't because either the
Hmm.
bank will decline them, the landlords will decline them. So it's a very, very, as I was saying, very
Yeah.
serious matter. Take it into consideration,
Hmm.
and you can even like do online payments, like making automatic bills,
Yeah.
so your bills don't get delayed.
Sometimes even if you have like a good money in your bank account, if you have a very good job, but still if your credit score is bad, then you'll struggle. Like if you are applying for a mortgage, for a loan on a car, or anything in Canada or in the US.
And actually, like it doesn't take they take a lot of effort to build that credit score. Like just be
Hmm.
good. Don't miss payments, as Sarah was saying. Don't miss payments, and you will be surprised how your credit score is going back up. Like it's just a matter of try to be selective when you're making decisions of purchasing. Like don't purchase stuff that you don't need. So sometimes, and after a while, you struggle to pay your credit card. Like don't put so
Yeah.
much pressure on your card or your line of credit, and then when it's time to pay it, you don't have that money. So try to be smart with that. Be selective where you spend your money, and your credit will just go by itself.
Yeah, it's actually not hard. It's just by looking into your bills, into your payments, into your line of credit, Visa card. Always check them every week. Pay them on time. Try to make your payments all automatically from your Visa card, and then you have to watch it like every 2 weeks, let's say.
Tip number two is try to find a job that pays you well. So, like, don't just spend your whole life working at McDonald's or like smaller jobs that pays you like minimum wage. I know it's a very good starter to earn experience, to learn how things works, but don't spend your whole life at that job because at the end of the day, if you keep doing that, it's gonna be almost impossible to get. It's gonna be very hard to get you into a house.
but
But yeah,
mhm. but it's not wrong to start small.
yeah,
That is not wrong at all. Like if you are in high school or something and you're starting to work in, let's say, at Walmart or McDonald's, it is okay. But you have to keep in mind, it's either you get like a college degree, or you be like, even if you are working like in a very good job right now, my advice would be get a college degree. This is like the best you can do, like in all over Canada.
and even when you get a college degree, like try to be selective again.
Hmm.
So like don't go into anything because there are some so many people we know. They graduate from from a college, they get a degree, but they still cannot find a good job, a job that fits that. So
Even not all the degrees would pay you well.
yeah, so try to be selective. No, like even let's say you find like, you're young and you want to study something, make sure to know like what is at the end of the line, like what is after you graduate, what's the work going to be. Find people who does that. Try to kind of like see what's
Yeah.
do they like it, how much are they making, or maybe the other road for that is try to find a skill, like develop a skill, get a license of something that you're passionate about, and could make you way
Yeah, it
more
could
than
be
college
it
could
could
make.
be a barber, let's say. It could be a barber or whatever,
Like
like
yeah,
a self-employed. but that's going to be on the side. Let's say like you're having your main job, and you're planning to open like a part-time, your own job, a part-time from home, or like you're opening a store, a small store or something. It's always good to improve yourself and improve your income in whatever way you prefer.
Yeah, like you could do a side hustle that brings you some more, a little bit more
Hmm.
money, and that's at the end of the day going to increase your income. So when you apply for a mortgage, let's say your job gives you like you make 50,000, and within the side hustle you make an extra 20,000. So now you have 70,000. So side hustle is also important,
Hmm.
especially at the beginning when your job is not paying you a good wages.
And at the same time, save money.
Yeah, save money.
Saving money is the most important. Even if you are making like, let's say, 150K a year, and you're spending a lot of money, then at the end of the day you'll see yourself you have nothing in your saving account. So if you are planning to buy a house, even if your income is too low, try to save money each month.
Which
Like
actually,
200, 500 is not a lot. I think when we go to Costco or Walmart, we spend a lot more money there.
so just like what Sarah was saying, like watch out your spending, be selective again, try making better decisions. Like what is a need, what is a want? Is that something you really need, or is it just a want? Is something you want to buy, want to get it because everyone is getting it. So try
Uh-huh.
to be selective, save money as much as you could, because like it's kind of like a mix of both. It's either you have like let's say you have a good income, then if you have a very good, very high income, then you can qualify for a lower down payment. But the other way around, like if you have this less, like a lower wages, lower income, you gotta save more money because because bank will look at you like your income may not be sufficient to pay off or to afford that mortgage. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta bring more money down.
Exactly. Even if your income is a little bit low, then the best way to guarantee that you are able to buy a house, even in this situation, in your base income right now, would be by saving more money and putting more down payment. So you will get a pre-approval much easier for yourself.
Yeah, and watching your spending is a priority. Like some people, we see people sometimes they come to us and they go to the mortgage agent. Like even if they are making a lot of money, but there's a lot of overhead. Like let's say you haven't not bought a house yet, but like you have three phones, you have four cars,
Oh yeah.
and
Hmm.
you're paying like most of your you have a boat, and most of your income just went for the expenses, luxury, like because those are not assets, those are liabilities. So the bank will look at them as they're taking your income. So your income is no longer an income, just paying off those liabilities. And you may have high income, you have high expectations, but the bank will look at you as someone has very
Yeah,
high risk.
especially if you're financing all of this stuff. You're financing your phone, you're financing your car, a boat, a lot of stuff, a second car or a second phone. These are all expenses, and this is going to be against you when you get your pre-approval for your house. So the less financing and the less payment you have every month, it's going to be a lot more better when you apply for a mortgage, because when you have less expenses every month, that means you're good, like your mortgage is going to be higher. If you have a lot of expenses, that is going to get effect on your mortgage approval.
That's going to bring us to the fourth tip, which is identifying your goal. So, are you an investor? Are you someone who want to buy to live in that house, or are you like which city you want to buy? So, identify kind of your goals, like know which area is what is your and when you get to know like what is your budget, then you kind of start and identify like are you an investor? You're looking to even if you're an investor, there's a few types. Like, are you someone who want to buy and do flips, fix the house and resell it, or are you an investor who looking for renting, like you want to buy and rent, or are you just a first-time home buyer to live in that house? So since when you identify this
Mhm.
goal, you kind of run it backward. Since this goal is established, then you can move forward and try to
Yeah,
find how can you meet that goal.
and we can always help you with this process. So let's say you are buying a house, but you're not sure like where to start. Like you have to start in like an affordable mortgage. You have to afford your mortgage. Like even if you are able to get a very expensive house, I would say choose the house that you can afford the mortgage payment every month. So you're gonna be it's gonna be more a lot more smoother for you. And the fifth tip would be hire a professional realtor that could help you and make your buying process a lot more easier.
Yeah, so the real estate agent will kind of like after you, like let's say you just have an idea about what you're gonna do with your money, or you're not even sure what you're gonna do. So they're gonna sit with you, do like a buyer, or we're gonna sit with you if you choose to work with a realtor. Like we are in Windsor, so we can help everyone like who wants help in Windsor, Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
and all over Ontario, Ontario, not just Windsor, but like we are we're Windsor specialists in specific. And we sit with every single buyer and our seller, every single buyer, and we try to do like a buyer consultation so we know exactly what they need, exactly what they want, what they're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
what are the short-term goals, what are the long-term goals, and based on that we can identify and put a roadmap for them, like what's going to happen
Yeah.
and what's going to happen, what is the best case scenario for them.
Mm. And so we provide a lot of services. We can do everything online or in person. So for the people who are not living in Ontario or in Windsor, we can do everything for them online by a meeting on Zoom, and we can do the consultation that Saif's talking about. We can tell you exactly what's gonna happen with the buying process from A to Z, and we can even like we can go and make a video for you for the house, and we do an inspection appointment. We're gonna be there in every single step.
Yeah, so we're gonna do like it happened to us. We work with a lot of people who are out of Windsor,
Mhm.
and we work all of them remotely. In either investors or people who wants to move from different province. I just want to live in the Windsor for the affordability here in Windsor, and so yeah, we do help them. We find them that we do the buyer consultation. We know exactly what they want, and then we start looking for a home, and after we find them something that they like, of course, we share it with them. We go, Sarah and I both go and make a nice video for the house that
Mhm.
shows exactly what's in the house, outside, inside, and everything. And we send that video to them. So if they like the house based on the video, we make an offer, and depends on the situation of the house, we put conditions. And then in the time of those conditions, the buyers come from different
Yeah,
provinces to look.
you can take a
So
look at the
before we
house.
fulfill the conditions, the buyer will have the time to actually come and see the house if they want to see it, especially in the inspection conditions. So we're gonna make an appointment with an inspector, and also the buyer will also come and inspect and check the house and do their own inspection.
Yeah, and we will be available until you get the keys. So we will be in touch in every single step. We will provide you with all the process, with all the contacts that you need, a mortgage agent, a lawyer, a home inspector. We're gonna provide all of this for you. We're gonna keep you updated with every single thing that happens in that transaction.
Yeah, and usually, like when we worked with so many people like in the same situation, the only time they come to the house is on the inspection. So they just come in on the inspection, give us the deposit as well, because they're either we can do different ways for the deposit. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We can show you details after. But like the only time that they come is when they are getting taking a look at in the inspection before we waive or remove the conditions, and then everything can be done remotely. Of course, if you guys want to come like another time, that's okay. But for someone who lives out of Windsor, sometimes it's a bit harder for them to drive or take a flight and come to Windsor. So the only
Mm-hmm.
time you need to come is before we remove condition. Even that you don't need technically to come there. Maybe the inspector will just do their own inspection and it's going to be satisfactory. They will send you like a perfect report, has everything. But just for your own thing, like if you want to come and see the house, that's totally okay. We recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Come and see the house, and
Yeah, and for
that
the
will be the only time
yeah.
until we get the keys and you come to move in, or we can rent it out. Like we do service like leasing the house after you purchase it.
Yeah, we actually when we are buying a house we doesn't consider it as a service only. We're not doing it only for the client. I feel like when we're buying a house for somebody, it's like we are buying the home for ourselves. Like even in selling or leasing, we feel like this client is part of our family from now on, and we need to take care of them. So it's gonna be a serious matter for us, and we really live the situation. And I just want to talk about some things that Saif mentioned about the deposit. So it could be a wire transfer. So if you are living in another province, you can just wire transfer the money to the company directly from the bank that you're going to. That's the easy part.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel I think we covered them all. There
Yeah.
are your five tips.
I hope, yeah, I hope these tips were gonna help you in the future for your buying process.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, ask us if you have any questions. Our numbers are gonna be, I'm sure we're gonna show you before, but also it's gonna be here at the bottom. And if you want to reach us out, you can text, you can call us. The best way is to give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to help you
Let us,
guys
yeah, let
for
us
everything.
know. Let us know what you want to watch in the next video. What a couple of ideas if you want to have any, if you want to have an idea about Windsor, if you are have any questions, any information about real estate, give us like these ideas, and we can make the next video on it.
Yeah, we do a lot of videos about
Hmm.
Windsor and like different stuff about real estate. And even if you're not applying to buy in Windsor, give us a call if you have any question, because like real estate in Canada is very similar, just different prices. Like here in
Yeah,
Windsor is cheaper
anytime.
for more affordable housing, but like different stuff. Like the process is different but similar in some ways. So any question, anytime, give us a call, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you
And
can watch
see
the
you on
next
the next
video.
video.
See ya.